the main question is how and why are golf courses in Sacramento County at least still open?
Well, we think it's very important for people to be able to get exercise at this time, and at the same time socially distance. And it seemed that this pastime, if you will, or activity is something that you can socially distance from appropriately. So to that matter, in that regard, I made two unannounced visits wearing sweats and a baseball cap. So not appearing as a health service director, whatever that looks like. And found, actually, we went to I went to two public courses, Bing Maloney and Bland Park. Both places had the pro shop closed, no food, no drinks were being sold. They had a sign posted giving the description of what kind of social distancing rules they had. They had markers every 6 feet in a line for coming into golf that people were following. The putting green was actually, people were socially distancing, as were they at the driving range while they were waiting for golf cart. They were a single person on a golf cart, and they were socially distancing out on the golf course as well. So it seems that if people are being responsible, they can do this appropriately and still be socially distancing, which is the most important message. I will say that we have gotten a couple of calls of concern where people have taken pictures of folks at other golf courses where there may have been people bunched up, and I've made calls to those golf courses and told them in no uncertain terms that if they did not cease that behavior, they would be shut down.
Yeah, and that's, something that we're working on as well is that people are, sending us emails, and we've yet to actually get, actual footage or video ourselves of crowded golf courses. But, I think the follow-up question for a lot of people is, how do you regularly regulate how many people are in a cart, how many people are in a group, the space that they have between each other through a whole space that big?
So that's a good point. Again, people are somewhat being taken at their word, but I have seen the signs where they say only one person to a cart in viewing the golf courses, and I'll be making more unannounced visits over the next few days as well. Again, if people are being responsible and from unannounced visits, you can see that people are being responsible, then I think it's an appropriate thing to continue because it's a good form of exercise for people, both in private and public courses. Particularly for mental health reasons, for other reasons, it's a good way to get out for a good walk, spoiled, as I think they say, as what golf is. But if people are not being responsible, then we will absolutely step in and close them down.
And again, another follow-up in that regard is, what would be the tipping point for a closure of individual courses or a county-wide closure? What would be, I guess, the red flag to let you know that this is something that people are taking advantage of in the worst way?
So a red flag would be multiple courses having multiple people out. And then actually this is a good way to put people on notice at the golf courses that they should be aware that people are probably taking pictures of them. And if they bunch together, that'll lose them that opportunity to continue to golf. So hopefully that'll be sort of crowdsourcing the ability to police these folks.
Is there a specific email or place where people, if they do see this and they're concerned, that they can send that content?
Yes, 311 is a number to call. That's where we've gotten the relatively few complaints about golf courses to date, and we go through them every week. We look at the bad actors, if you will, whether it's two parlors, which was the case this week, had the most complaints, or golf courses or whatever, and we collate them, we put them together, and we go out and investigate if there are any bad actors, and if they are, then we'll end up closing them down.
Yeah, and then in response to some of these people, I mean, for some people, they might look at it as, hey, these people don't want people to have fun. They don't want anybody to go out. They don't want anybody doing anything. Again, what is your, I guess, response to people with those concerns to kind of, I guess, reassure them that this is not something that you're doing in negligence. It's something that you're giving people an opportunity in isolation to kind of get outside and have some sort of sense of normalcy.
Yeah, so it's related to, it's like the parks and the dog walking, et cetera. You can have the same kind of thing if there are people, if 6 different people walk their dogs all together. It's a similar problem of lack of social distancing, not unlike if people are golfing and they're walking together. In both cases, it's wrong, and we should make sure that people socially distance themselves as much as possible, whether it's on the golf course or whether it's on the park.
Right. And I guess my out of curiosity question is just how is the county and how are people like you kind of looking at this? Is there any sense of optimism that you've received, whether it's from the community or from your research, that kind of you can lend to people, our viewers, in this time of doom and gloom, I guess you would say?
Yeah, the social distancing, the reducing social contacts, whether again we're walking your dog in the park or you're playing golf, both cases you need to socially distance. In all cases, you need to socially distance. We've been doing a very good job of that on all the grading systems that I've seen around the country. Sacramento County ranks either an A or a B plus in terms of reducing the amount of social contact people have. And it's made a tremendous difference in the state in general, in the city, in the county in particular, in terms of reducing the bending the curve, if you will, so that it looks like if things continue as they are, knock on wood, we will very likely have plenty of beds to serve everybody that needs them when we have a surge of cases, which is certainly not the case back east.
I think that's a great note to kind of close things out on. Is there anything else that you want people to know, our viewers? Again, we're probably going to get more questions about this specific story, the golf courses. Is there anything else you want people to know about this specific story in regards to?
Yeah, just that it is important that we get help policing the courses. We are very hopeful that people will behave appropriately and socially distance and be able to take advantage of this outdoor activity. But if they don't, then we will certainly come in and have to shut them down.